Welcome back to my nightmare, folks. I still am fighting with the 200X. Just out of curiosity to see if it was something I was doing, I went back to the stock old 24mm carb and I threw a 152 in it and just to fatten it up. And I ran the needle one shot richer. And it is so smoky rich on the bottom. Now, it's not smoking out the exhaust, but the plug is black. And it's stumbling over itself. It's like a loaded up two-stroke. You got to go to quarter throttle or so just to try to clear it out. If you're coming down a hill and then you get in the throttle to start up the other side, it's like blubbering and carrying on till you smack it and clear it out. But then the main goes lean at 150. Well, actually, I didn't even run it. I put a 162 in it just now, and I dropped the needle back to the middle groove to try to limit some of that low and mid throttle fuel because it's plenty strong there. But after idling around and it acting clearly rich, I went and did a full throttle hit. And right here, it's starting to white up. Let me get in the light. It's starting to white up the electrode and the tip of the plug. So you might say, well, you just need more fuel. Okay, so I jumped from a 162, maybe I'll do a 172. Then I'm so rich on the bottom end, it don't even want to run. And then I had to drop the needle down lower to keep the bottom in mid-range. The fuel screw is only out a quarter turn, and this might have a bigger pilot. It might have a 38 pilot in it. But the other one, I went from a 38 down to a 35, and now I'm at a 32 in this carburetor. Let's see if I can knock it over and fill it full of dirt. That's currently got a 32, and it's still richer than rich. So I don't think it's a bad carburetor or a problem with the carburetor. I think this engine is an anomaly. And there was actually a guy I've been commenting back and forth. There's like 38 comments on one of my videos. And he was going through all the stuff, which I know a little bit. I'm not a seasoned jetting expert, but I understand it. And last night I had that carb running lean wide open, which is weird because it cuts out like full fuel cutout, like when it's too rich, but the plug always comes out white, which is very weird. But it's always rich on the bottom, and I can't get enough fuel to the top. So it's fat low, starving high, and I don't know why. And I put the airbox lid on, and the entire plug, come on, was that black, fuzzy, suede-y smoke. So this engine is just flat out moving air, and we were discussing a little bit too that the air is coming through there too fast and it's not properly atomizing, but I still can't believe it's not because of the length of that intake tube. It's got to bounce off the valve. It's pretty erratic in that head. My port job isn't like glass smooth, so I'm sure there's some turbulence in there. I can't believe it's not atomizing the fuel. And the other thing is, if it was not atomizing the fuel, it would be pumping the raw fuel through. It wouldn't be getting a complete burn, and you would probably notice something. Now that's kind of smoked because of the low RPM stuff, but it's not raw fuel. It's like dry, crusty carbon. And obviously anywhere from basically idle to almost 3/8 throttle, it's got plenty of fuel. So I think this engine is just going to need some customization. I might have to hunt down a smaller than a 32 Pilot jet, maybe a 30 or a 28 if they even make such a thing, and run the air screw in there almost closed, or the fuel screw, not the air screw, that's my mistake. It's a fuel screw on this particular carb. Run that almost closed. So nothing getting through the Pilot and nothing getting through the fuel screw. Then maybe it'll be all right, and then maybe get a custom needle that's really fat up at the top and then tapers down to nothing. So I can really lean it down on the low end and then fatten it up on the top end. The other problem is, when I go wide open, let's just say for the sake of argument I had a 175 in, and I go wide open and it goes wide open and it cuts out, and then it comes right back to life, and then it cuts out, and I'm like, well, that's weird. And then I go to a 185 and it does it twice as much and worse. That would be a too much fuel problem. So how do I back the jet off to get rid of too much fuel when the spark plug is looking like this? Let me go out here in the natural sunlight. Come on. That is dangerous. If I go run this with some more wide open passes and don't decel and let off very much. That whole center electrode in there will be pure white. That is not good. And I don't know why I have too much fuel on a white spark plug. But that's where we are, and that's the fun we're having and you're not.